You're listening to the Easy English Ear podcast, where listening becomes effortless.
Welcome to Easy English Ear. I'm Mia, and today we're going to help you navigate one of the most challenging language environments, airports. Whether you're traveling for business, pleasure, or to visit family, this episode will give you all the essential English phrases you need to survive at the airport.
Hello everyone, I'm Omar. Airports can be stressful, even in your native language. Now imagine trying to understand announcements, follow directions, and communicate with staff in English. Don't worry. By the end of this episode, you'll feel much more confident about traveling through English-speaking airports.
That's right. And the best part is that we're going to take it nice and slow. We've designed this episode especially for beginner and intermediate English learners. We'll cover everything from check-in to boarding, and we'll practice with real-life scenarios.
I remember my first time traveling alone in an English-speaking country. I was so nervous about missing my flight or going to the wrong gate because I couldn't understand the announcements.
Many of our listeners probably feel the same way, Omar. That's why we're breaking down this episode into 5 main sections: check-in, security, finding your gate, boarding, and in-flight communication. For each section, we'll introduce important vocabulary, useful phrases, and then practice with role plays.
Let's start with the check-in process. This is usually your first interaction at the airport. The most important vocabulary you'll need include airline, ticket, passport, boarding pass, baggage, carry-on baggage, and check-in counter.
Great. Let's go through those terms one by one. First, your airline is the company that owns the plane you'll be flying on, like British Airways, Delta, or Emirates.
Your ticket is what you purchase to travel on the flight, though nowadays it's often electronic. Your passport is your official travel identification document with your photo and personal information.
A boarding pass is the document that allows you to get on the plane. It shows your flight information and seat number. You'll receive this after you check in.
Baggage or luggage refers to your suitcases and bags. Carry-on baggage is what you bring onto the plane with you, while checked baggage is stored in the cargo area of the plane.
And finally, the check-in counter is where you go to register for your flight and drop off any checked baggage. Now, let's look at some useful phrases you might need during check-in.
Here are some phrases you might use. I'd like to check in for my flight to London, please. Here's my passport and booking reference. Do I have a window or aisle seat? I have 1 bag to check and 1 carry-on.
Perfect. Let's put these into practice with a role play. I'll be the passenger, and Omar, you'll be the check-in agent. Ready?
Ready. Good morning. Welcome to EasyJet. How can I help you today?
Good morning. I'd like to check in for my flight to London, please.
May I see your passport and booking reference, please?
Yes, here's my passport and my booking confirmation.
Thank you. Are you checking any bags today?
Yes, I have this suitcase to check, and I'll keep my backpack as carry-on. Is that okay?
That's fine. Could you place your suitcase on the scale, please? Perfect. Would you prefer a window seat or an aisle seat?
I'd like a window seat, please.
I've assigned you seat 14A, which is a window seat. Here's your boarding pass. Your gate is B12, and boarding starts at 10:30. Your flight departs at 11:15.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good flight.
Great job. Now let's move on to the next section, security. This can be one of the most stressful parts of the airport experience.
At security, you'll need to know words like security check, metal detector, X-ray machine, liquids, remove, electronic devices, and prohibited items.
A security check is the process where officers inspect your baggage and person for prohibited items. A metal detector is the machine you walk through that detects metal objects.
An X-ray machine scans your bags to see what's inside. Liquids are restricted in carry-on baggage and must be in small containers. Electronic devices like laptops often need to be taken out of your bag.
Prohibited items are things you can't bring on the plane, like large bottles of liquid or sharp objects, and you'll often hear instructions to remove certain items from your bag or person.
Here are some phrases you might hear at security. Please remove your jacket and shoes. Place your electronics in a separate bin. Do you have any liquids or sharp objects? Please step through the metal detector.
Let's practice with another role play. This time, I'll be the security officer, and Omar, you'll be the passenger. Good morning. Please have your boarding pass and ID ready.
Good morning. Here they are.
Thank you. Please place your bags on the conveyor belt and remove your laptop, large electronics, and liquids from your bag. They need to go in a separate bin.
Sorry, do I need to remove my tablet too?
Yes, please remove all electronics larger than a cell phone. Also, please take off your jacket and empty your pockets.
I understand. Here's my laptop and tablet. Do I need to remove my shoes?
No, you can keep your shoes on. Now please walk through the metal detector.
Thank you.
You're clear. Have a good flight.
That was great practice. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about finding your gate and the boarding process.
Welcome back to Easy English Ear. We're learning essential airport English today. Before the break, we covered check-in and security. Now, let's talk about finding your gate.
Key vocabulary for this section includes terminal, gate, departure board, delay, on time, boarding time, and directions like left, right, upstairs, and downstairs.
A terminal is a large building at the airport where flights depart and arrive. Large airports might have several terminals. The gate is the specific area where you board your flight.
The departure board shows information about all flights, including the gate number and status. If your flight is on time, it's departing as scheduled. A delay means the flight will leave later than planned.
Boarding time is when passengers start getting on the plane. Now, let's go over some useful phrases for finding your way around the airport.
You might ask, "Excuse me, where is gate B12? How do I get to Terminal C? Which way to the international departures? Is this flight on time? Has the gate changed?"
Let's practice these phrases in a role play. Omar, you'll be a lost passenger, and I'll be an airport information desk assistant.
"Excuse me, I'm looking for my gate. My flight is to Paris at 2:30.
Let me check the departure board for you. Yes, your flight to Paris is leaving from gate C15. It's on time, and boarding starts in 30 minutes.
Thank you. How do I get to gate C15? I'm in Terminal A now.
You'll need to take the shuttle train to Terminal C. Follow the signs for Terminal C. They're the blue signs. Once you're in Terminal C, follow the signs to gates C10 through C20.
Thank you very much for your help.
You're welcome. Have a safe flight.
Great. Now let's move on to the boarding process.
Important vocabulary for boarding includes boarding pass, boarding announcement, priority boarding, seat number, overhead compartment, and aisle.
The boarding announcement is when they tell passengers they can start getting on the plane. Priority boarding is for certain passengers who can board first, like those with small children or disabilities.
Your seat number is on your boarding pass. It usually includes a letter, A, B, C, etc., and a number. The overhead compartment is where you store your carry-on luggage above the seats.
The aisle is a pathway that runs through the middle of the plane. Now let's go over some phrases you might hear during boarding.
We are now boarding passengers in rows 20 through 30. Please have your boarding pass ready. This is the final boarding call for flight BA123 to London. Please stow your luggage in the overhead compartment.
Let's practice with a boarding scenario. I'll be the gate agent, and Mia, you'll be the passenger. Attention passengers of flight EJ456 to Rome. We are now boarding passengers with small children and those requiring special assistance. Please have your boarding pass and identification ready.
Excuse me, I have a question. When will you board Group B?
We'll be boarding Group B in approximately 10 minutes after we finish with Group A. What's your seat number?
I'm in seat 17C.
That's in Group B, so please wait for the announcement. Thank you for your patience.
I see. Thank you.
We are now boarding Group B for flight EJ456 to Rome. Please approach the gate.
Here's my boarding pass.
Thank you. Seat 17C is an aisle seat on the right side of the aircraft. Have a pleasant flight.
Thank you.
Now let's move to our final section, in-flight communication.
For this section, key vocabulary includes flight attendant, seatbelt, tray table, recline, safety instructions, turbulence, and emergency exit.
A flight attendant is a crew member who helps passengers during the flight. Your seatbelt must be fastened during takeoff, landing, and turbulence.
The tray table is attached to the seat in front of you and is used for meals. To recline means to tilt your seat backward for more comfort. Safety instructions explain what to do in an emergency.
Turbulence is when the plane shakes due to rough air. An emergency exit is a special door used if there's an emergency evacuation.
Here are some phrases you might hear or use on the plane. Please fasten your seatbelt. Return your seat to the upright position. Would you like something to drink? Excuse me, where is the restroom?
Let's do our final role play. I'll be a flight attendant and Mia, you'll be a passenger. Good afternoon. Welcome aboard. May I see your boarding pass to help you find your seat?
Yes, here it is. I'm in seat 23A.
Thank you. Your seat is by the window, about halfway down the aircraft on the left side. Would you like help putting your bag in the overhead compartment?
Yes, please. It's a bit heavy.
There you go. Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt for takeoff. The safety instructions are in the pocket in front of you.
Excuse me, how long is this flight?
This flight is approximately 3 hours. We'll be serving drinks and a light meal once we reach cruising altitude.
Thank you. Also, where is the nearest restroom?
The nearest restroom is at the back of the aircraft, past the last row of seats.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. If you need anything else, just press the call button above your seat.
Excellent. We've now covered all the important sections of the airport experience and in-flight communication.
Remember, the key to success is practice. Don't be afraid to use these phrases when you travel. Most airport and airline staff are used to working with people who are learning English.
Here's a quick recap of all the sections we covered today. Check-in, where you get your boarding pass and drop off luggage. Security, where your bags are scanned and you pass through the metal detector. Finding your gate, using signs and information boards. Boarding, getting on the plane in the right order. In-flight communication, talking with flight attendants and understanding announcements.
We hope this episode helps you feel more confident about using English at the airport. Remember, it's okay to ask people to speak more slowly or to repeat something if you don't understand.
That's right. And the more you travel, the more familiar these words and phrases will become. Before you know it, navigating English-speaking airports will be a breeze.
Thank you for listening to Easy English Ear. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe to our podcast for more English learning content.
Next week, we'll be covering English for restaurants, another essential skill for travelers. Until then, keep practicing your English and happy travels. This has been Mia
and Omar, wishing you safe and stress-free journeys. Goodbye for now.